Hello there guys, it's Steven here, back with another transfer target. I've not done one for a few days now since last week. I've been very busy and not much has been going on, if we're being totally honest. It would have been all rehashed news, but there's a little bit to get stuck into now. So I'm going to do a little bit of a roundup on all the latest news, maybe even a potential actual signing in the next day or two, and a quick roundup of what's going on in the world of Manchester City. I'm going to start with Mendy, even though it's not an actual transfer target piece. Just quickly, he's followed Edison on Instagram. Make of that what you will. I still think this will go through. It's just there's a little bit of gamesmanship from Mendy, so to speak. And also, Kicker saying that Bayern have pulled out of the interest for Sanchez, meaning only one club is actually left in for them. And I'm also going to do a video in the coming days about Girona's alleged interest in 6 or 7 Manchester City players. They're, of course, a La Liga team now, so we could see several of our most talented young players play in the Liga next season, which would be huge for their development. But I'm not going to do a video on that directly until I know a little bit about who actually will be going to there, because I suspect the names will change every single day on that front. And if you haven't already as well, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell and all that kind of stuff so you get notifications every single time a video goes live. But let's go into the actual transfer target. I'm going to start with a new name for this transfer target and a new name for most City fans in general. We look likely to have another Garcia to add to our collection of Garcias. Manu Garcia, Alex Garcia, that isn't enough. It looks like we've got Eric Garcia now. And if you don't know who he is, I do not blame you at all. He's a 16-year-old Spanish centre-back from Barcelona nonetheless. He's highly rated there, really, really highly rated, and very much seen as a potential successor to Gerard Piqué. He has that same tall, composed, elegant style, incredibly intelligent, and very, very, very comfortable. Everything you expect from a young La Masia player. But it looks likely he's going to continue a very worrying trend for Barcelona fans and leave them and look for more opportunities somewhere else. Now, there's several layers to this story, and it comes via Barcelona legend Carlos Puyol. He's actually an agent these days, and he represents Eric Garcia, and he's come out and said, allegedly, that he sees the City project in terms of youth development as more interesting and more productive for his clients than the one that Barcelona are currently offering. Now, obviously, this has really upset Barcelona fans who idolise Carlos Puyol. It's like Vincent Kompany coming out in 10 years and telling people not to play for Manchester City. That would break our heart, and it's understandably upset a lot of Barcelona fans. But for him to say it, then you think there must be something wrong there. Look at the likes of Icardi, who's doing really well at Inter now since he left Barcelona, Grimaldo, Benfica, Keita as well is doing really well, and then the likes of Bellerin, who left Barcelona years ago, and now they want him back. In general, La Masia's been kind of neglected. That's the feeling from a lot of Barcelona fans, and that once famous institute isn't being the production line that it is. Also, Mboula as well has just gone to Monaco, and he's one of the most highly rated young footballers in Europe. It's looking likely now that another Garcia will be coming to Manchester City, and Barcelona are not happy at all. It looks like it'll only cost about 1.3 million. In terms of his potential, I wouldn't expect him to see City's first team anytime soon. He is only going to be a first-year scholar next year. He's just recently turned 16, so it's likely that he'll challenge the likes of Beta and Amenkwar as a centre-back for next year's under-18s in the first years. You could maybe challenge Zati Baudier and Francis for the EDS slots, or someone like Humphries potentially, but he is still incredibly young, so don't expect to see him anytime soon, where I think it's understandable given his age, but he comes with a huge reputation, and it looks likely that it's pretty much a done deal. And one of the more explosive pieces of news yesterday, Le 10 Sport over in France said that Dembele, Ousmane Dembele, there's lots of Dembeles as well at the moment, isn't there? But he said that the Dortmund forward was in Manchester, nonetheless, having dinner with Guardiola, and Guardiola was trying to woo him over a KFC. No, probably not a KFC, let's be honest. It would be like a, I don't know, San Carlo or something like that. But apparently he was trying to woo him and outline his wonderful vision of Manchester City's future, which would include Dembele. Now, straight away, some very respected journalists like Martin Blackburn, The Sun, I know it's The Sun nonetheless, but Martin has great connections with Manchester City. He said that Pep wasn't even in Manchester yesterday, so that probably is a load of bollocks. It does seem a little bit like the Aubameyang stories last year, which flared up massively about him being in Manchester and all that kind of stuff, and equated to absolutely sod all. So I take this one with a massive pinch of salt. Dembele is a wonderful player, absolutely fantastic, and I'd be just as excited if we signed him as we would if we signed someone like Mbappe. But I don't think this is going to happen. I think this has been slightly, well not slightly, greatly exaggerated by maybe someone who got a little bit carried away in the 10 Sports news desk. And I don't think it's true. I don't think there's anything to it. Maybe I'm wrong. But it looks to me like a bad case of Chinese whispers has made this story absolutely blow up out of nowhere, and it already seems to have been rubbish. So Ousmane Dembele, is he going to be a City player? Probably not, unfortunately, City fans. And one person who looks definitely likely to be a City player is Dani Alves, as we all seem to know. It's gone a little bit quiet, but Mike Keegan of the Daily Mail said this could be announced by the end of the week, but some people are saying that it won't be done until the first week of July, potentially. Now, the reason for this is, and it's affecting a lot of the transfers at the moment, is that it depends what City want to do in terms of the accounting. Now, any transfers completed after July the 1st go on next season's books in terms of financially. Any before then go on this season's books. So it depends if City want to write off some of the money for this year's or next year's. It could be entirely a financial thing. They could decide when the deal is concluded. It could also be linked to loyalty bonuses. Some players probably get a loyalty bonus if it hits June the 30th. So there is some kind of politics at play there, financially speaking. So Dani Alves, he could either be before then or after, but I'm almost certain that he's going to be a City player. Now, some reports are saying he's rejected 7 million euros or pounds a year compared to 5 million a City to join Guardiola. Apparently Spurs put a late bid in for him, and I wonder why they'd be bidding for him. Do they need a new right back because of Walker? Just a theory, but that was obviously never going to deter him from working with Guardiola again. So even though we may have to be a little bit patient, it looks likely that Alves will be a City player. So don't worry, Blues, it's going to happen, I promise you, hopefully. And on to one of the most ridiculous outs that I'll ever discuss in this transfer window, transfer target series in general. A swap deal for Aguero and Sanchez. That's come from the Daily Star, but I thought I'd mention it because I've seen some people tweeting about it. It's absolutely bollocks. Surely, why would City countenance a swap deal of Aguero to Sanchez? It doesn't make sense. We want Sanchez because he would improve the squad. We wouldn't then give Arsenal someone potentially just as good, if not better, in return. Why would Aguero even want that? Why would City want that? Why would that ever happen? That's obviously bollocks. In general, swap deals just aren't likely, and the fact that we'd give someone like Aguero to a rival, nah, I'm not having that. It seems like absolute bollocks. So any people thinking that that could happen, file that in the absolute bullshit pile, because that isn't going to happen at all. But two things that have already happened, and I'm going to put these at the same time so I think both swoop over, is Paulo Fernandes and Thierry Ambrose. Both of these have already confirmed, as well as Pablo Mari, but I don't know anything about him. He's one of those City group players from Girona, something like that. But Ambrose and Fernandes have both agreed a loan deal to NEC Brady, who are obviously playing in the Eredivisie this season, and I'm really, really excited for him. Now, Thierry obviously has had immense amounts of bad luck, but he is a very, very likeable and very, very talented young forward, and I think he deserves a shot at a decent league. And given the fact that Cyril Dressiers is one of the most talented players NEC Brady had last season, scoring about 30 goals, he's left now. It means there's a slot for a young, exciting, pacey striker, and who could fill that other than Thierry Ambrose? Now, I'm sure Thierry will endear himself immensely to NEC Brady fans. He's incredibly hardworking, incredibly skillful, he's got an eye for a goal, and he's just a good bloke and a good player. And I'm hoping he goes over there, bags an absolute shit ton of goals, Enos and Al style, and really proves to City what a player we've got on our hands here potentially. And same for Paulo Fernandes. He spent the season with the EDS and he's won the EDS Player of the Year, no doubt, as a number 10. Personally, I don't think he's a number 10, but what he is a fantastic footballer. Very Spanish, great feet, great pace, can finish, can pass. And I think, once again, he'll be another that will actually take the Eredivisie by storm. I think he'll be a standout player in that league next season. I'm hoping he starts on the right wing, cutting in, but either way, I'm sure he's going to do himself proud. He's ready for a test now at a decent level, and that's two loans to me that actually make sense. I'm looking forward to see how they develop next season. Hopefully, we'll hear about one or two more names going there, and hopefully, we'll hear a little bit about Girona soon. But anyway, guys, that is the end of this video. As I said beforehand, if you haven't already, do subscribe, and also thanks to all these names here for the Patreon support. These have kept this channel going and kept these videos afloat, so thank you to all you people. It's the best I can do, a little appearance on the screen, but cheers for being absolute heroes as ever, and cheers to everyone for watching the videos. I'm going to do some videos soon about the Girona players, as I just mentioned, about the loanees, and obviously I'll react to any signings too. And thank you for all the support, and also that Q&A will come soon. I'll do a big 10k subscriber Q&A, even though we're well past that, because they're always fun to do. Anyway, guys, I will see you next time.